So, hi again, and welcome to our new topic or our new discussion. So, we are done with our preliminary examination in the mathematics in the modern world. So, this time around, we will have the lesson 1 for module 2, and that would be the consumer mathematics. Now, we have a couple of lessons here in consumer mathematics, but let us first discuss the lesson 1. This is the basic savings account. So what is basic savings account? Basic savings account is saving accounts which enable depositors to keep their money in a safe place while also earning a small amount of interest each month. So this lesson will discuss how does interest in savings works. So again, ang savings or ang basic savings account is like saving money or a very simple or a very basic saving of money, which will be like, for example, kamo, when you deposit money in a bank and you wanted to like earn something out of it, you will get a simple or a small amount of interest each month, and that is the basic savings account. Now, I have here a an example of or a scenario that you need to analyze. So the scenario is this. Joy is an incoming first year college student. However, the only way for her to provide for her tuition is by applying for a student loan from a government agency. One day, she decided to weigh things if she would pursue her studies or not. So she calculated her loan after she will graduate. So the student loan has 5% interest every school year. So let us help Joy in calculating the total amount of her debt with the interest after she graduated using the table in the following slide. So this will be like your activity and analysis. But before we answer this particular activity, let us first check how we will be able to answer this, or what will be the steps or the formula that we will be using for this one. So these are the following questions that we need to answer. First is, what method will you use in solving for the total amount of her debt? Second, what concept can you recall as you do the activity? And lastly, based on the activity, what type of interest earned will you apply? So in this basic savings account, we will be having two kinds of interest. The first one is the simple interest, and then the second one will be the compound interest. So that would be the most important part of basic savings account. So first is simple interest. What is simple interest? So simple interest is characterized by a fixed amount earned over time. Like for example, if Christine borrowed 50,000 from the bank at an interest rate of 10%, how much is the interest in 9 months? So in this particular example, Christine's capital amount that she wanted to borrow is 50,000 pesos. Now the other given is that the interest rate for this one will be 10%. And this will be an interest for the whole year. That would be 10% in the whole year. Or this is annual interest. Now, since Christine will be borrowing the money within 9 months, so how much will she be paying after that particular date? So in this one, we will be using the interest or the simple interest formula. So the equation to calculate simple interest is I, which will represent interest, is equals to PRT, where P is the principal amount, R is the rate or the interest per annum or yearly, and then T will be the time in years. So again, interest is equals to principal times rate times time. So since the given the given numbers in the problem is the 50,000 principal amount, 10% will be our rate, and that, or we can change it into 0.10, or that will be decimal point. And then the next one will be the t, or the time, which is 9 months. So in the solution, we will be using 50,000, or I mean I is equals to 50,000 times 0.10 times 9 over 12. Now, why is it 9 over 12? Since the time given is 9 months, and the rate or the interest will be per annum, so we need to like divide the 9 into 12 months. So that would be 9 over 12. So if we calculate that one, or multiply the 50,000 times 0.10 times 9 over 12, the answer will be 3,750. So that will be the total interest that Christine will be paying in the bank. And since Christine's interest is 3,750 pesos, we will just add that to the principal amount for us to know how much will be the complete amount, or the total amount that she will be paying. So that would be 50,000 plus 3,750. So a total of 53,750 pesos is the total amount for Christine's borrowed or debt. So the amount F in your account after 30 years is F is equals to P plus I, or that would be the P, which is the principal amount, and then the I will be your interest. So we can use F is equals to P plus I, or we can also use P multiplied by 1 plus RT. So we can also use this particular formula if you wanted to like get the answer directly without using the two formula. So kung gamiton nato kaganiha ang katong formula sa simple interest, which is I is equals to PRT, we can only get the interest, and then we will be using another formula, which is the F is equals to P plus I, to get the whole amount. But we can also use another formula, which will be P times 1 plus RT, or that would be principal amount multiplied by 1 plus the rate and the time. So in this one, we will automatically get the total amount completely, or like without and using other equation or formula. So now, since we have here the activity earlier about joy, so let's try to answer this activity or the situation. So this is the table shown. If ever we will be using a table for this particular situation. So since Joy will be studying in college, and she will be getting 4-year course, so that would be first year, second year, third year, fourth year. So that means if she borrowed an amount of 15,000, so she will be getting 15,000 per year interest. So that means in the table, you will see the year, the amount, the interest, and the total. So as you can see here, on the first column, that would be the year, or first year, second year, third year, and then fourth year. And then on the other column, that would be the principal amount of 15,000. And then the interest, which will be 5% on the third column. And lastly is the total. So the equation to calculate simple interest again is I is equals to PRT, or interest is equals to principal amount multiplied by rate multiplied by time. So since the principal amount is 15,000, the rate is 5%, and then the time is 1 year. So this is just per table, okay? I mean per column in the table. I mean per row in our table earlier. So that would be 750 pesos. Again, we will multiply the 15,000, which is the principal amount, 0.05, that is the 5% rate, and then 1 year is the time for the particular interest calculation. So that is 750 pesos is the interest every year. Meaning on her first year, that would be 750, second year 750, third year 750, fourth year 750. Now, since we will be getting the total amount per year, so that would be, again, F is equals to P plus I, or equals to P times 1 plus RT. So that's 15,000 plus 750, or 15,000 times 1 plus 0.05 times 1. So that's 15,750. So as you can see here, this is the total in the last column. So each year, Joy will be paying 15,750 pesos. Now, if you add it up like every year for like 4 years, so all you need to do is just add the 15,700, or you can just like multiply it by 4 since it's the same. So that would be the total amount that Choi will be paying. So now let's see another example here. Like for example, or for an instance, you put 280,000 in a bank, which gives you 0.75% interest. If you leave that money in the bank for an entire year, you will earn 280,000 times 0.075, that's the rate, and then 1 since that's year. So that would be equal to 2,100 interest. And you will have a total amount of 280,000 plus 2,100. So that's 282,100 in your account at the end of the year. So if ever, for example, if you withdraw the amount after only 90 days, the interest earning up to that point is only 280,000 times 0.075 times 90 over 365. So why is it's 90 over 365? Since we calculated earlier the per annum rate, that would be 1 year. So since we are only given 3 months, or like 90 days, so we only use 90 over 365 since the whole year will be just 365. Actually, bungking man yun siya. Di man siya like totally 365. But in banks man good, they use the exact date lang. Like for example, 365 days. So since we are given 90 days, so we will be also using 90 over 365. The same earlier as we used 9 months over 12 months. So the total interest for 90 days will only be 517 pesos and 81 cents. So meaning the only amount that you will be paying in the bank will be 280,000 plus 517.81, or that would be 280,517 pesos and 81 cents. So that's the total amount. So another example here. Sarah deposits 20,000 at a bank at an interest rate of 4% per year. So how much interest will she earn at the end of 3 years? So the given principal amount is 20,000. The rate is 4%, or that's 0.04. And then the time is 3. So that's 3 years. So since it's 3 years, we don't need to like 3 divided by 12 or 3 divided by 365 since this is year. So that would be 3 years. So we use the formula I is equals to PRT. So that would be 20,000 times 0.04 times 3. Or that's a total amount of 2,400. So meaning Sarah will be getting 20,000 plus 2,400. Total is 22,400 after 3 years. So, kaganiha sa itong mga examples, we actually use like loans in the simple interest. This time, it's actually saving. So, Sarah deposits 20,000. Okay? So, another example here. Wanda borrowed 15,000 from a bank at an interest rate of 12% per year for a 2-year period. So how much interest does she have to pay the bank at the end of 2 years. So the solution, the same. We will be using the I is equals to PRT. So what are the given numbers here? So the given are the principal amount, which is 15,000, rate of 12%, or that's 0.12, and then the time is 2, since that's 2 years. So multiplied everything, so 15,000 multiplied by 0.12 by 2, so that would be 3,600. So the total amount that Wanda needs to pay will be 18,600. So why is it 18,600? Again, you just need to add the principal amount and the interest, which will be 600. But since the interest is the only question here, so your interest will be just 3,600. So we are actually done with the simple interest. Now let us proceed with the compound interest. So what is compound interest? So in simple interest, di ba kanang kung unsa lang to ang given na rate, o kung unsa ang time mo lang yun po itong bayaran. Now, in compound interest, it's kind of different. But kung ginagmay lang ang amount nga itong i-calculate, dili lang po kay layo ilang kanang unsa tawag ani ilahang ligas. Pero if ever we will be using like huge amounts here, or if we are actually talking about huge amount, then if we will use compound interest, mas dako jud siya o ginan siya, or mas dako siya ganar. So with compound interest, you will earn money not only on what you have saved, but also on the interest you receive on that money. So the equation to calculate the amount will be F is equals to P, the principal amount, multiplied by open and close parenthesis 1 plus R over M raised to the power of Tm. So let us first discuss. P is actually the principal amount. R is the rate, of course. And then that is interest per annum or per year. And then T here is still the time in years. And then the M here is the number of times the interest is actually compounded or computed per year. So as you can see, there is an additional letter or variable. That's the M. Or that is the symbol, or that stands for compounded. Now, parehara gud na sa mangutang gud mo og kwarta. Like, naay times na ang inyong utangan og kwarta ay simple interest lang ang gamit. Like, for example, 10% per month ang ilahang ginapabayaran, or 5% per month. Tapos, inigdili ka kabayad on the day of your payment for that particular interest, dili siya magtubo. Instead, magkuan lang gyapon to siya. Kitay magbayad ka, like for example, nangutang ka February 1. Tapos, pagka March 1, supposedly is your 1 month. Pero wala ka kabayad sa imuhang example lang, 10%. Wala ka kabayad sa imong 10%. So what will happen is that, if simple interest siya, katong imuhang 10% atong imuhang gihulam na kwarta. Example, the amount that you borrowed is 10,000. So pila man ang 10% sa 10,000? 1,000. So that particular 1,000 should be paid on the 1st of March. Pero example, wala nimo na bayaran to siya pagka March 1. Inigabot sa March 1, kadtong kung simple interest to ang imuhang gigamit ato sa imuha sa katong imong gihiraman, ang katong 1,000 nimo dili to siya magtubo. Kumbaga, mag-add lang to siya o kadtong another na pod na months. Like for example, March 1 wala ka kabayad, pero pagka April 1 na kay kabayad. So ang imuha lang gihapong bayaran will be 1,000 for March and then 1,000 for April. So that's simple interest. Now, when we say compound interest or compounded interest, that would be pagka March 1, wala ka kabayad o 1,000. Pagka April 1, ang imong bayaran kay ang 1,000 na interest sa imong capital amount, which is the 10,000, and then another 10% na pod sa imong interest nga wala nimo nabayaran pagka March 1. So meaning magbayad ka ana will be 2,100. Ana na ang imong bayaran pagka April. Nasabtan. Sige. So we have here an example. First is take note of this one. For the values of M or the compound or the compounded, that would be 1 if ever annual, 2 siya kung semi-annual, 4 siya kung quarterly, 12 siya kung monthly, and then 365 siya if daily. So, unsa man ni siya? Meaning, di ba sa isa ka tuig kanang kung interest ang atong isgutan, that would be 1. Pero di ba sa isa ka tuig, duha man kas kanang cycle, like kanang 6 months, 6 months, if we will use semi-annual. Pag may yung tag quarterly, meaning kaupato na to sa isa ka tuig. So that would be 4 times 4. I mean kaupato na to sa isa ka tuig. So that's 4 times 3, that's 12. Tapos, 12 months, if ever, ng monthly siya. Tapos, 365 siya kung daily. Sabtan. Okay, next. Example here. Find the compound amount of, if 82,000 is invested at 11% interest compounded quarterly for 3 years and 5 months. Let's take note of this, okay? The amount is 82,000 for the principal. 11% ang iyahang rate, or that's 0.11. And then for the time, that's 3 and 5 months, or 3 years and 5 months. So, ang atong ibutang will be 3 years and then 5 over 12. Or we can also like para dili siya lisod sa inyong part, pwede ra po na ninyo na i-convert ninyo si 3 years into 12 months. So, that's 12 times 3. 36 plus 5, so that's 41, kumbaga 41 over 12 ang time. And then for the M, since as we can see here, it was compounded quarterly. Meaning, kay quarterly man, again, ang atong M pag quarterly will be 4. So, M is 4. Now, let us check out what will be our answer here. Again, the formula will be F is equals to P, open parenthesis 1 plus R over M, close parenthesis, raised to the power of Tm. So, ipang-change na ito ang mga number or substitute na ito siya. So, 82,000 is the P, since 1 is constant man na siya, plus 0.11 over 4, so that is the R here is the 0.11 or the rate, then the 4 divided by 4 dala kay ang M. Tapos, multiply, no, this is not multiply, this is raised to the power of Tm. So, again, ang Tm is 3, ang time 3 and 5 over 12, tapos times 4. So, kung i-multiply na mo siya or i-calculate na mo siya, that would give you the amount of 118,900. Okay? So, another example here. Find the compound amount after 5 years if the principal is 150,000 and the interest rate is 7% compounded annually. So, since annually man siya, dili kay siya lisod, no? Kay, ang annual is 1 month. So, again, principal amount or the P is 150,000, the R is 7%, the time is 5, and then the M is 1. So, if we substitute this one, so that would be 150,000 multiplied by 1 plus 0.07 over 1, and then close parenthesis raised to the power of 5 times 1. So the answer will be 210,450. Alright, so that would be the end in compound interest and the simple interest, or the basic savings account. So for your questions and inquiry, you can ask in the comment box, or you can also ask me tomorrow since we will be having our online class tomorrow. Okay? Bye.